And I'm not going to talk through these too much. Maybe I'll do individual videos on those. This will just be to kind of identify the cars that we do have and kind of the setups we're running. Maybe I'll introduce just a couple of quick comments, you know, as we're going through, but I'll save the rest for videos. So, first one, eSavage. Great little car, running it stock, running that one with lipos. Actually, we took the lipo cutoff out. Upgraded shocks and frame, but other than that, that one is stock. We move on to the Summit. We are running the Brushless, the RX-8 by Tekken with a, I think that's a 1550 kV motor. We run that usually on 6 cells, sometimes 5, sometimes 4, usually 6. Crawling is its own species. That's an Axial AX10 that I've had for a while, with too many upgrades and too many differences and things to count on that. You know, when you get into crawling, how obsessive it becomes, and you upgrade pretty much everything. On that same note, the Losi Crawler, which we did not upgrade everything. We upgraded a lot. Running that one brushless with an LRP brushless setup. I should have said this one. I had that Novak goat system for a while in the Axial, and I think now I'm running that 55 turn brushed motor. The LRP one and the Losi Crawler. Some of these little Radio Shack cars. Those are cool just for when my son wants to race with some of his friends. Obviously, you don't want to have, you know, 10-year-old kids running around with $1,000 RC cars, so got a couple of those if they just want to play. Then another obsession are these Losi Micro-Ts. This is a brushless one we got going on the works. I had it at one point stable. You know, those get quite expensive too, so I got a couple more pieces. We'll probably do some videos on those. Hold on, let's take a break. Okay, RC18R. Again, a lot of upgrades on this one. Shocks and stuff. One of the main things we're going to do is we're running a 9500 kV motor in there. We want to do some speed runs with this thing this summer and try to get it to stick to the road on 3 cells. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it could be a lot of fun if we can get that to happen. DX450 motorcycle speaks for itself. One of the few Nitro cars I have still, a HPI Mt2. Ditto, another car I want to get some speed runs in is the Traxxas Nitro 4Tech with the 3.3 engine in there. Really anxious to get out and play with that this summer. Moving down the line, brushless Slash 4x4 1/16 model. HPI Trophy Truck. I threw a brushless, one of those cheap Toro brushless motors in there. Been playing with that. Really like the way that drives with those trailing arms instead of just traditional suspension. That thing's pretty cool. Moving along, got the Slash. Love the Slash. Slash is currently running a, what is that? That's the Mamba Max 3-cell battery, and I don't know, I think just like a 3500 kV motor on the back. Brushless Mini Revo, always fun. These things are a blast. Not much to say there. Do some more videos on those. Moving down the line and get to the Tamiya TT-01. That's the drift version. Nice slick wheels. That thing's a lot of fun to play with too. Put some drift videos. I've got a guy who has the companion car to that one. I'm going to try to get some videos in a nice parking garage in Irvine. The eRevo, this is probably the car that I've got the most money in. Running the 2200 Mamba motor in there. Yeah, that one's fun. Lastly, a Ofna Buggy that is a conversion to brushless, and not a whole lot going in there right now, but be coming up with more stuff there as well. Okay, then to play with as many of these simultaneously as possible, I went with 2 radios and 2 different kind of sets. This is an FS-GT3B and an FS-GT3. Those are both radios from hobbyparts.com. These things are really cool because they're pretty cheap. They're about, I don't know, $30 to $50, let's say, for either radio, and the receivers are, I think, like $8 or $10 a piece. So a lot different than the Spektrum radios. I've got a DX3R and a DX3S that I use as well. You know, the problem with those is the receivers are $40 to $80 or more for each receiver in there. So I just got sick, honestly, of buying, you know, $75 receivers, and I started picking up on this stuff. So it's a pretty good mix and match. I've probably got 10 cars on the Spektrum system and probably another 10 cars on the, you know, on the, whatever we want to call this, the FS-GT system. So, all right, hope you enjoyed, and shoot me any questions or comments. Thanks, bye.